Well, hey guys, happy Saturday. I just got up, put on some clothes. Man, this week has been chaotic, getting back from New Orleans and trying to get back on track with everything, get caught up and all of that stuff. But I hope you all enjoyed the vlogs last weekend. I had a great time. Okay, I've got some skincare updates for you all, per usual. I don't know what's going on with my hair today. Doing its own thing, so we're gonna buckle its safety belt. That's what I feel like I'm doing in the morning because I don't want to think about my hair. So, update. I finished this Pyongyang Black Tea Soothing Serum. I ended up, like I said in the review, I really like it. I'm still working though on the Black Tea Deep Infusion Toner. I feel like, I don't know if these were supposed to go together, but I did end up using them one on top of the other. And I just finished a bottle of the Timeless Q10 serum. This morning I'm going to use the Black Tea Deep Infusion Toner. I have been really liking this. It's much thicker than what I would classify, generally think of as a toner. A toner I typically think of as like a liquid, but this, as you can see, has some texture to it. While I've liked using these, I found the price point a little too steep for my liking, so I don't think I'll repurchase. But Pyongyang does not disappoint. This also has argireline in it, or argireline. That's a peptide that, they like to claim is Botox in a bottle, but it's not getting to the neuromuscular junction and acting like Botox, that's all. Relax. Lower your expectations. Yeah, now that I've told you guys I finished these, I can put them in the empty bin. And speaking of that line, so I'm just gonna let that set up on my face a bit before I come in with my sunscreen. But I'm also almost finished with the moisturizing cream. This is good. And a little bit kind of goes a long way because it's so thick. But I don't care for this packaging because a lot of the product you kind of have to scoop out around the rim. And I also recently finished up the Beauty of Joseon Green Plum Refreshing Cleanser. This I was using for a bit in the shower as a second step in my double cleanse. And it's nice. It's a gel cleanser, hydrating, not overly drying. Doesn't have like a robust foam. It's one of those gel cleansers though that's a little bit slippery in your hands. So you kind of have to be careful with it. It was good. And so I used it along with the cleansing balm, which I'm also almost finished with. I'm making my way through quite a bit of stuff. And along, I've been kind of alternating. I've been testing out the cleansing oil from Beauty of BOJ. And this is nice. It kind of has the aroma though of like a juice shop. For my sunscreen, I'm going to come in with the Kroger Shimmer Sunscreen. This is so good. Comment below, who has tried this now that we've reviewed it on this channel? Who has tried it? 3 fluid ounces. You could take it on a trip if you wanted to, although it's not water resistant. So if you're going to the beach, it's not going to work for you. You're going to need a water resistant sunscreen out there by the water and whatnot. You're going to be in the pool. But if you're going on a trip and you just need a moisturizing sunscreen, that's a good one. This is a good one. It's a chemical sunscreen, but it's tinted. And it's super hydrating. See, I don't get any pilling with it. All right, y'all. So before I make my coffee, Amazon sent me this thing that you use to hide cords, and I think it's about time. The cords are unsightly. So I thought I would set this up, and this would be a good excuse to write down back here, because Lord knows how long that has been neglected. Actually not too bad. Well, this isn't actually gonna work now that I think about it, because everything has to sit on top. I don't see how the stuff is gonna, it doesn't thread through. See, this is meant to hold like a power strip, which, don't get me wrong, I have a power strip or two that could use some camouflaging, but long story short, it's not gonna work for what I thought it would. Darn. And let's just slide the tee box back. I just whacked the camera with the scoop. Man, this morning is going a little rocky. Friendly reminder, if you love coffee and you're a daily coffee drinker and you are going out and buying a coffee at a coffee shop every single day, you need to come into the fold of making your own coffee, because once you do, you will just A, save a ton of money, and B, hate your former self. I love my coffee at home. Like, it's one of the things that I miss the most when I travel, because while I love trying different coffees, it's a bit of a risk, you know, because some places it's just not going to deliver. That PJ's coffee though in New Orleans was really good, and I should have gone back there and gotten a bag to bring home. I forgot. In somewhat more productive and fun news, I also got this little cloud thing from Amazon. It's meant to hold keys. It's got a magnet there, but it holds my measuring spoons. I bought these little cute squirrels, pop-up squirrels on YesStyle a few years ago, and I decided to add the cloud there. So I've been putting tretinoin on the back of my hand for, I feel like, the past year. And I feel like the back of my hand, the skin tone on the back of my hand is a lot more even. I don't know if that's just me or this lighting. I'm on my little back patio stoop, and it gets so dirty back here. They come through with one of my all-time favorite tools, and I'm being sarcastic, a leaf blower, and it ends up blowing a bunch of dust and dirt all on my patio. But I have this little power washer, and this is so much fun. I love to come back here and just power wash the back patio. Yeah, it's called the Sunjo. It's battery operated, but I've been loving it. It also comes with an attachment that you can use to wash your dog. Well, hey guys, I just swung into Marshall's briefly and then quickly exited because I was like, I don't need to spend time in here today. I've got to run over, of course, to Kroger and pick up a few things, but I was tempted. I just finished up too at Target. I ran in there. And they didn't have what I was looking for. And that was a place I needed to get out of quickly as well, because, you know, I'm not one to really spend a lot of money in Target, but I definitely will spend a lot of time in there. And time and money are synonymous in my book. You know, one of the things that they showed at one of the talks that I went to at the AAD was that paper. I've shared it with you guys before, of the women in that trial who were given sunscreen, and that's all that they used, you know, like for the first time they used sunscreen daily, and what a remarkable difference the before and after in terms of improvement in the visible signs of skin aging, just like hyperpigmentation. And you know, it's something to bear in mind, because that alone does a lot. And a lot of like little studies that are done on cosmetic skincare products they'll often have the groups using a sunscreen, and it's like, well, what would happen if they just use the sunscreen? Like, how different are the results going to be? So I'm wearing that Pat McGrath lipstick that I got in my FabFitFun box. I'm telling you, like, I'm always apprehensive to hype up the FabFitFun box because I feel as though the joy that I get from that box and the fact that I use so much stuff in that box, it's really more specific to me rather than a generalizable enjoyment. So I don't want to influence anybody to get the FabFitFun box because it's the kind of thing where, like, you know, if you don't like things that are mismatchy or whatever, but for me personally, you know, I don't necessarily need 5 of the same plates, whereas if you have multiple people in your house, you might need 5 of the same plate. That being said, my last FabFitFun box, I got those melamine bowl plates, and I've been eating off of those every single night. But this lipstick came from that box. And you see, I would never have purchased this lipstick in a million years. And I've been wearing it a ton. I've been wearing this, and then the other thing I've been wearing a lot lately that I like in the spring is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Lip Shine. I'm telling you guys, that is a favorite. The Radiant Rose color, it's perfect for spring, summer, because this is nice sort of bright pink that complements a lot of different skin tones. But the lip gloss is poppin'. Like, it provides nice, long-lasting hydration, and it doesn't have ingredients that are common lip irritants in it. So I've been wearing that a lot, and I've also been wearing the Etude House Fixing Tints. Those I really like. Yeah, all that to say, coming back to the FabFitFun box, I never would have purchased this lipstick because it just, you know, would have been like, oh, that's too expensive. I don't know if it's going to be worth it. Lipstick is one of those, I feel like it's a bit of a gamble, right? You never know, A, if it's going to look right on you, and B, if the formula is going to be to your liking. This person's just going to probably T-bone me because they're mad that I'm having to go over the hump. The flood hump, as I call it. Like, a lot of the parking lots in the Houston area, they have, I call it the flood hump. The entry into the parking lot is like this steep incline, and if you go over it faster than like 0.5 miles per hour, you're gonna bottom out. I think that's, you know, of course, if you have you got a big truck, then you're good, or a big SUV. But if you just have a normal car, regular car, then you gotta go really slow. And if you have a sports car, you know, one of those that are really low to the ground, then you're gonna have to really go slow. Speaking of which, you know, and when I was in med school, I had this sounds really bougie, but trust me, it's not. I had a Lexus. I know it sounds really bougie, but I bought it like 8th hand, and it was very, very, very old. And so I got it for, you know, like the price of a used, like, Toyota. Toyotas are amazing cars, by the way. Anyway, it was a cool looking car. I sold it before I moved to New York, and I actually got a pretty good, you know, I basically got what I paid for, but it was really low to the ground. But let me tell you, that car, it was a really attractive looking car. It was old, but very attractive and had been well maintained. But there is nothing that is more expensive than an old luxury vehicle, because cars, they're not meant to last, right? Their value goes down, yada, yada, yada. But when a luxury vehicle starts to need parts replaced, oh my God, what a nightmare. Like, sourcing stuff, I mean, it's not as straightforward, and it always ends up being 10 times more expensive. So that was a lesson that I won't be doing that ever again. Hopefully, you know, this car lasts me till I die, which I'm planning to live to be at least 99, so it's got a ways to go. This is a Mazda, and I've been really happy with it. But like Toyota, Honda, and I think Mazda too, they last forever and ever and ever, and they don't give out. But a Lexus is a good car, but inevitably, you know, certain parts will at some point need to be replaced, right? When it comes to a luxury car, like I guess, you know, Lexus could be considered a luxury car. When they get old, like, they're too expensive. The maintenance on them is insane. So I don't recommend buying an old luxury vehicle, even if it's a steal of a price and super well maintained. Yeah. But that car was fun to drive. I will say that. That car was fun to drive. Driving in Houston, though, is just not fun. It's really not. Like, I used to enjoy driving a lot when I lived in Colorado. I found it to be this super zen, peaceful experience. And, you know, I had that car, and it was a lot of fun to drive. Like, it was a ton of fun to drive through the mountains and whatnot. But here, driving is just not fun because you have the roads are, like, very bumpy, and the drivers here are brutal. So I don't enjoy driving here at all. Plus, you know, Houston's not exactly the most scenic destination in comparison to Colorado. Sorry, it's just the truth. I just took a whiff of this island nectar, and it is divine. Sweet pea. Man, they have a ton of Easter candy out. Has anyone tried the limited edition Peeps Pepsi? I am not a fan of Pepsi. Can't imagine that a Peeps flavor is very good. Just thinking of that makes my teeth hurt. Well, the Croge was crowded as well. You know what I do not understand? The way it is now that you know, they really want you to do self-checkout, which I don't mind doing self-checkout. I do see it as a disadvantage in that there are fewer jobs, but if they're going to make it so that you have to, you know, they pretty much want you to do self-checkout, right? Why don't they make the self-checkout more accommodating for, like, the shopping cart and for people who are, like, doing stocking, you know, when you stock up on something because it's a good deal and you buy like 10 or 20 of something like a frozen food item. I saw people in there doing the same thing, and I don't know, it's kind of awkward. They don't have enough little bins for you to put your stuff in once you scan them, and the self-checkout is very, you know, put that down. And then as soon as you pay, it's like, don't leave anything behind. It's like, I'm trying to get everything together. All right, here we go. Down the hump. Yeah, I just feel as though with the self-checkout thing, they need to, I don't know, they need to step it up in terms of ease. It's not that it takes some getting used to using if you've never used one before, obviously, but then, you know, once you get the hang of it, you know what to expect. But it's still awkward. The carts are so large, and everybody who has a cart, it's just too congested in the self-checkout area with all the carts, and it's hard to, like, position your cart so that you're not, you know, it's awkward is what I'm getting at. But they had the glow screen dupe in there, and they also had the Supergoop Unseen dupe, but that one to me is not as good as the Trader Joe's dupe for the Unseen sunscreen. It's the same consistency though, that kind of buttery, clear, colorless, cushiony. Well, hey guys, I just hopped out of the shower. Check her out. I'm wearing a new 32-degree tee that I got, like 3 or 4 weeks ago when we went to Costco, in a 3-pack with a, like, light blue, a black, and this one. And I actually like this lavender color. It's very, you know, spring, Easter vibes. Speaking of which, Easter is coming up right quick, and April is actually, well, believe it or not, the day you are watching this should be April 1st. March went by too quickly, especially, you know, traveling. It always makes the month go by like lightning, because it's the chaos to get ready to leave, and then it's the chaos when you come back. And it seems like before you know it, it's December. Anyway, I just got out of the shower, came in tonight with the black tea deep infusion toner like I used this morning, and I also came on over with the black tea enriched cream. So I filmed a video today that should be up already at this point about hair loss after, with Ozempic related massive weight loss. And specifically, it's called telogen effluvium, but it really can happen with any type of stressful event in your life. Pregnancy, surgery, illness, fever, certain medications can trigger a telogen effluvium, jet lag. You also can develop a telogen effluvium if you are doing some kind of intense physical exercise. Like if you are training for a marathon, telogen effluvium is actually not an uncommon marathon-related assault, if you will, to the follicle. Fortunately, when you're done with the training, you kind of back off on the intensity. It can resolve. But yeah, it's really frustrating for people to go through telogen effluvium, shedding all over the place. Your body really, has all of these clues that tell you, whether it be in your scalp, with your hair, or your nails, or your skin, your eyelashes, your eyebrows. It's so cool when you know what to look for as far as skin signs of internal issues. Like, check out my video on the skin signs of B12 deficiency. Anyway, y'all, yada, yada, yada. Oh wait, let me get my tretinoin on. I always forget about putting my tretinoin on when I'm talking to you guys because I just get distracted. Where did it go? Always rub the backs of my hands together. So I put the pearl-sized amount of tretinoin on the back of my hand, and then I put it on my face, and whatever residue is left here, I rub the backs of my hands together, because backs of the hands, man, they see a lot of sun damage, wear and tear throughout your lifetime, and when you get up there in years, this part of the hands is really, really vulnerable to injury, tearing, bruising. So my hope by having the tretinoin on there is that it keeps the back of my hands strong long term. It's not all about cosmetics. It's about function. So I'm hoping that by doing the tretinoin and of course my sun protection, when I'm, in my 90s, if I make it that far, then my skin will be good and strong and can withstand the day-to-day trials and tribulations of being a sassy granny. I think most people don't really think about how long that they're gonna live. It's kind of a macabre thought, I guess. Like, we don't really know how long we have on this earth, but I think you should think about it as optimistically as possible, that you're gonna be here and you're gonna live to be like 110, because it's a possibility. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap this vlog up here. I hope you're having a great weekend whenever you're watching this, at least. But if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.